Hello and a very warm welcome to today's session brought to you by Team Testbook Super Coaching. I hope all of you are doing really well. I'm wishing you all a very happy Gurpurab. May Lord Almighty, particularly Guru Nanak Dev Ji, make sure that all of you are shining bright in your next week's NET exam and of course preparing well for your June attempt as well. देरी नहीं करते हुए जल्दी से स्टार्ट करते हैं. आज बहुत ही easy question से सबसे पहले हम स्टार्ट करेंगे. It'll be great if all of you can confirm whether you're able to hear me or not. अगर आपको आवाज आ रही है, it'll be great help if you can just confirm that. Good evening, Satyendra, Amai, Dominator, Ravi, Kasturi, Queen. All right, very good. Perfect. Okay. Kasturi, so when we talk about Confederation poets, this is a branch of modern poetry that's coming in Canadian writings. उल्टा Canadian literature को जो आप cover करते हो, you're able to see that modern poetry वहाँ पर भी आपकी cover हो रही है, ठीक है? Alright. So without further ado, let's just very quickly get started. जल्दी से start करते हैं आज के इस particular session को. Like I said today, we will be having very simple, easy questions, and I'll also leave you a little early on the occasion of Gurpurab so that all of you are able to also celebrate anything that you'd like to do it. All right, let's very quickly get started. Feel free to attach with us on the Telegram platform. अगर कोई भी doubts हैं, कोई भी questions हैं, you can of course let us know over there. ठीक है? अच्छा, let's quickly get started. And like I said, आज काफी simple सा quiz है. It is a very simple quiz. It's not at all difficult. It's not at all complicated. It's rather very simple. Okay. All right. Let's very quickly get started with this quiz. Let's all very quickly get started with this particular quiz. The first question is right there on your screens. Jaldi se bataiye, what is the correct answer here? Very good, very good. She Stoops to Conquer. She Stoops to Conquer is a famous play by Oliver Goldsmith. Is a famous play by Oliver Goldsmith. What type of drama does it belong to? Popular during the Restoration age. Now, when we are talking about She Stoops to Conquer, Restoration age में comedy of manners आ गया था, right? You were able to see comedy of manners आ गया है. Comedy of errors is not there, right? And plotters के play, मैंने किससे you are able to see Shakespeare was getting inspired. सारी चीजों को correlate कीजिएगा, identify कीजिएगा. That's the best way. So most of you have actually got this right as well, right? Most of you are absolutely right over here. So ये आपका किस किस category के अंदर आ जाता है? Comedy of manners पे आ जाता है. Oscar Wilde भी बाद में जाके he is writing such kind of works, okay? All right. Who among the following wrote the drama Tughlaq? Tughlaq किसने लिखा है? Who's writing Tughlaq? Who's writing Tughlaq? Who's writing Tughlaq? Who's writing Tughlaq? Who's writing the work Tughlaq? Okay, absolutely right. ये ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लेना चाहिए. Girish Karnadin, remember, it's representing post-Nehruvian. It's representing post-Nehruvian era that you're able to see. Very good. Moving on to the next question. Please answer this correctly. Try to answer this correctly. William Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar. 1 minute. William Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar depicts actual historical events. One of the main characters, Cassius, says, "The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings." What does Cassius mean to convey to Brutus with this line? What is he trying to convey? What is he trying to convey? What is it that he's trying to convey over here? Get the pen working. What is he trying to convey over here? वेरी गुड. तहसीन has got the तहसीन ने पहले 3 लिखा फिर उसके बाद 2 कर दिया है and 2 is absolutely the right answer. 2 is absolutely the right answer over here. That is absolutely the correct answer. So William Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar is depicting the actual events. So what are you able to see? That destiny is not the cause. Destiny is not the cause over here. I'm just trying to. This pen, as usual, is a big pain. So what is he trying to say? He's trying to tell us that the destiny is not the cause of their low status, but their own lack of action, right? It's not something which is being triggered over here. That is what he wants to highlight also over here. So please keep that in mind, that this is what we are able to largely see. Which two of the following literary works are being penned by Jean-Paul Sartre? So कौन से works इनमें से Jean-Paul Sartre ने लिखे हैं? Which of them are penned by Jean-Paul Sartre? ये आपका इमीडिएटली आ जाना चाहिए. यू शुडंट बी गोइंग रॉन्ग. आज हम बहुत जल्दी वी आर ओनली प्रैक्टिसिंग क्वेश्चंस. Okay, we are only practicing questions. No worries, Tessie, that's perfectly all right. We're only practicing questions in haste. तो जल्दी से बताइए what is the correct answer over here? What is the correct answer? What becomes the correct answer over here? जल्दी से बताइए. Excellent, 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 excellent. Uttam Suna has got the right answer. Dominator Rajneesh has got the right answer. So what are you able to see? Nausea and no exit, right? Nausea and no exit. They are literary works that are coming from the pen, right, of Jean-Paul Sartre. So ये please थोड़ा सा ध्यान में रखिएगा. Moving on to the next question. What is the correct answer here? Match the following concepts and objects with the corresponding. आज सिर्फ जल्दी से half an hour के लिए I'm quickly walking you through a few questions. We will of course continue with detailed elaboration. कल भी practice करेंगे. आज काफी easy peasy चीजों को हम लोग revise कर रहे हैं. Quickly tell us how do you know this answer? How to answer this particular question? जल्दी से बताइए what is the answer over here? What is the answer that you're all able to see over here? Quickly tell us what is the correct answer for all of you. Okay, we've got the right answer. We've got the right answer. When we are talking about A, farce. Farce क्या है? Broad humor, slapstick, everything is coming within the category of farce. Okay. What are props? Props are articles that you are using. Stage props जिनको कहा जाता है. This is what they are called, right? They're called stage props. Music hall, entertainment songs जो turn कर रहे हैं. And what is closet drama? Drama that is meant to be read and not to be acted. That is a closet drama. So these are the broad categories that you're able to see. I hope you're all very clear about all of these, right? I hope you're all very clear. Moving on to the next question, you have to arrange them, right? Arrange the four dramatists chronologically based on their birth. You have to do that. ये जो चार dramatists आपके important हैं, you have to actually make sure that you are arranging them based on their birth. आपका birth में you actually have to look at it. To give you a hint, it's Eugene O'Neill whom you can actually start considering so that you get the right answer over here. Very good, very good, very good. पिछले वाली का सही है. What about over here? What is the correct answer here, everybody? Okay. Very good. Devanshi has got it right. Kasturi has got it right. So it's Eugene O'Neill, Tennessee Williams, Arthur Miller, and Harold Pinter based on the birth that you're able to see. Right? Based on the birth that you're able to see. Okay, moving on to the next. Which is the right chronological order of Shakespeare's major tragedies? Shakespeare की जो major tragedies हैं, उसका सही chronological order क्या है? What is the right chronological order of Shakespeare's major tragedies that you're able to see? And this is very famously called as very good, very good. इसको famously कैसे याद रख सकते हैं? इसको famously आप याद रख सकते हो by the acronym HOCIM. What is the acronym HOCIM? Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, Macbeth. HOCIM. That is how you remember. That is how you remember. And by that logic, you get the chronological order. So A is the right answer over here. Okay. What is the content of the suitcases that Lucky carries in the second act of Waiting for Godot? उसके अंदर क्या है? Suitcase के अंदर क्या है? What is there inside the suitcase? What is there inside the suitcase? Very good, Kasturi. Very good, Dominator. What is there inside the suitcase? Very good, Aziz. Aziz has got the right answer. Sand. Suitcase के अंदर क्या है? What is there inside? Waiting for Godot के हर एक aspect से आपको questions आते हैं. Please इसको thoroughly revise कीजिएगा because you get questions every now and then that are coming on Waiting for Godot. Moving on to the next question. I hope you're able to see the next question. Yes, you are able to see the next question. जल्दी से बताइए. There are two statements that are there, and then you have to subsequently talk about it. सबसे पहले तो ये देखिए statement 1 और 2 सही है कि नहीं है. Okay, theatre was in more significant popularity in 18th century. 18th century में theatre का collapse हो गया था. So statement 1 is wrong. So both statement 1 are true. ये तो आएगा ही नहीं. Statement 1 is true. ये तो आएगा ही नहीं. B को देखिए. Theatre had court patron in and around London. That is true. So what is your right answer? Statement 1 is false, but statement 2 is true, right? आपको patronage मिल रहा था. राधा अभी की 9th class में भी we were talking about patronage all together. That is what we were discussing. Okay, moving on to the next question. जल्दी से बताइए. This is also important. What is the age of crab in the beginning of the play Crab's Last Day? हम लोगों ने सैमुअल बेक, यही मैं आपको कहती हूँ, जब आप प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, डोंट जस्ट प्रैक्टिस, यू गो बैक. अगर आप घर जाके you would have read the Oxford Companion, like you are at home only, if you would have read the Oxford Companion, you would have seen crab का जो age है that is also there. What is crab's age, right? What is the age of crab at the beginning of the play Crab's Last Day? 69. Very good, Ravi Pandey. 69 is absolutely the correct answer. 69. इसको please add कर लीजिए. Okay, this is already answered over here. So we will move on. I hope the answer is clear. I'll just quickly discuss it also. Edmund Spencer is known for the Shepherd's Calendar. Philip Sidney क्या लिख रहे हैं? Astrophil and Stella. Drayton is writing what? Drayton is writing your Endymion and Phoebe, and Greville is the one who's writing dedication to Sir Philip Sidney. So please keep that in mind. Okay, moving on to the next question. जल्दी से बताइए what is the correct answer over here? What tone will be best suited in the following poem? What tone will be best suited in the following poem? What tone will be best suited in the following poem? What is the correct answer over here? यहाँ पर what becomes the correct answer for all of you? आपका सही जवाब क्या हो जाता है? What becomes the right answer that you're able to see, everyone? What is the correct answer over here? Optimism, absolutely right. Optimism is the correct answer. So when you're talking about all of these, right, you are able to see winter comes, can spring be far behind. There is an element of optimism. There is an element of optimism that you are able to see largely. Okay, moving on to the next question. Jaldi se bataiye. Thrice rung the bell, the slipper knocked the ground, and pressed watch returned a silver sound. Belinda, Belinda, her downy pillow pressed, her guardian sylph prolonged the balmy rest. Twice he summoned to her silent bed the morning dream that hovered over her head, named the poem and the poet of the above line. What is the correct answer? What is the correct answer? Excellent. B is the right answer. Very good, Aziz. Rape of the Lock by Alexander Pope. Okay, Rape of the Lock. Belinda का आपका हिंट था, Belinda, Sylphs, ये सब आपका कहाँ पर आ रहा है? Alexander Pope के Rape of the Lock में आ रहा है. So that was the hint that you had got, right? That was the hint that you had got about Belinda's character. तो ये आपका पूरा का पूरा जो था, that was the hint that was given to you, Sylph and Belinda. Okay, moving on to the next question. Which poem written in the form of 8 syllabled couplets containing 30,000 lines relates the history of the world is recorded in the Old and New Testaments? What is the correct answer here? Very important. Very good, very good, very good. We've got the right answer. It is Cursor Mundi. This is Cursor Mundi. Okay? Written in 8 syllable couplets containing 30,000 lines. Containing 30,000 lines. यहाँ पर क्या है? This is your Cursor Mundi that we are talking about. Okay? Alright. Moving on to the next. जल्दी से बताइए. Which ancient Greek writer's name is directly mentioned in Lord Byron's poem The Isles of Greece? Isles of Greece में बायरन इनका मेंशन करते हैं, also famously called as the hint देने के लिए 10th muse, right? 10th muse. She is coming from the island of Lesbos and writing hymn to Aphrodite. Excellent. Sappho is the right answer. Right? Sappho is the right answer. I can see a lot of you dominated, Sheesh, everybody, Kusturi. Sappho. Sappho is the right answer over here. Okay, moving on to the next question. Which of the following poems is quoted as the epigraph? Is quoted as the epigraph to A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry. ये Lorraine Hansberry भी हम लोगों ने करा है. We have talked about Lorraine Hansberry. So we are using the correct. So which of the following poems, right, is quoted as the epigraph? What happens to a dream deferred? Remember what happens to it? It dries like a raisin in the sun, right? A raisin in the sun. So you're able to see from Harlem a dream deferred. That is where this particular title is actually coming in. ये काफी simple question है. ये करा भी हुआ था. Quickly बताइए what is the correct answer here? What becomes the right answer here? I'll just hide myself so that all of you can see. I think you are able to see it, Upar. You are able to look at it. So what is the correct answer here, everybody? What becomes the right answer? इसको अच्छी तरह से देखिए. You have to match the opening lines. We've already done this. ये हम लोगों ने करा भी हुआ है, तो एकदम आपका जल्दी आंसर आना चाहिए. Very good, Aziz. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So, Ode to Psyche में, oh goodness, here these tuneless numbers rung by sweet enforcement and remembrance dear. So, this is the right answer here. B का आपका 3 आ रहा है. Ode to the Grecian nun, still unravished bride of quietness, foster child of silence, slow time. We've talked about it. Ode to the Nightingale. What are you able to see? Ode to the Nightingale. My heart aches in a drowsy numbness pains. My sense as though of hemlock I had drank. Hemlock. Ode to Nightingale and Ode to Melancholy. No, no, no. Goat, no, not to Leeds. We talked about it, so I hope you can recollect that. Okay, moving on to the next question. Jaldi se bataiye, what is the correct answer? In Lord Byron's poem Childe Harold's Pilgrimage, okay, in Lord Byron's poem Childe Harold's Pilgrimage, what is the primary reason behind Childe Harold's extensive travels? वो क्यों इतना ज्यादा extensively travel कर रहे हैं? Why is he traveling? Good try, good try, good try. Yes. So Testine, Queen, Aziz, Dominator, everybody is right. To escape the disappointment and discontent of his life in his homeland. He wants to escape. It's a kind of a therapy. It's a kind of a balm that you're able to see. Okay? Okay, moving on to the next question. Jaldi se bataiye. In his poem, The Tiger, how does William Blake delve into questioning the nature of divine creation? The nature of divine creation. What is the correct answer here? The nature of divine creation. What becomes the right answer over here? The nature of divine creation. The nature of divine creation. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. By contrasting the tiger's formidable form with the benevolence attributed to divine creation, that is what you are able to see. Okay, so please usko yaad rakhna. Okay, moving on to the next question. Who is the author of the poem Religio Lacey? Who is the author of the poem Religio Lacey? Religio Lacey is written by John Dryden, Religion of a Layman, Religio Medici Brown, Religio Lacey, John Dryden. Okay, moving on to the next question. Once upon a midnight dreary, when I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. 'Tis some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Which poem stanza is this from? Absolutely right. This is Raven. ठीक है? I thought somebody written Raven. अच्छा किसी ने नहीं लिखा है? No, this is Raven. Why would you think Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock? This is Raven, right? This is Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Don't go wrong. Okay, what is the right answer here? Poets and their poems. Very simple. Poets and their poems. Very simple. What is the correct answer? Robert Hayden. Robert Hayden. What becomes the correct answer here? Robert Hayden. Middle passage. Robert Hayden, middle passage. A is 3 only in one option. ये अगर आपको एक भी आंसर पता है ये आपका ऑनेस्टली हो जाएगा. Sylvia Plath. What is Sylvia Plath writing? Daddy. John Ashbery. What is John Ashbery writing? Some trees. And then when we are talking about Philip Larkin, Larkin is obeyed. Right? So अगर आप थोड़ा सा you have to use this again. If you know a few of them, you will be able to answer them. All of these are important. Okay, moving on to the next question very quickly. Jaldi se bataiye. Albert Camus borrows the following epigraph to his novel The Plague from. It is as reasonable to represent one kind of imprisonment by another as it is to represent anything that really exists by that which exists not. What is the correct answer here? What is the correct answer here? Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe, right? Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe. So Camus borrows the epigraph of the plague. अभी question भी आया था कि कौन सा जॉन पॉल सार्tre है उसमें plague था. Plague is by Albert Camus. Please remember that. That is how you cross connect and you remember all of those things, right? You'll have to keep that in mind because otherwise things will get a little more complicated if you don't make the so-called comparisons. If you're not really understanding that, it'll just definitely be very unclear. Okay, so please make a note of that. This is what you're able to see. Okay, moving on to the next question. This is a very simple Victorian novel, Vanity Fair by William Makepeace Thackeray. Features a character famously described as a novel without a hero. Which character is this? Which character is this? Which character is this? ये कौन सा character है? Which character is this? This is the character of Uttam has answered it. Rebecca Sharp, right? Rebecca Sharp that we're talking about. Okay, moving on to the next question. As a boy growing up in Squire Alworthy's estate, Tom gets one of the following characters into trouble. Identify the character. Identify the character. Identify the character. What is the name of the character? It is Black George. इस कैरेक्टर का नाम क्या है? Black George. Characters कर लेना. Comic epic in prose, Tom Jones, and Andrew, Joseph Andrews. All of these are important works, and you should remember Sarah Fielding, the sister of Henry Fielding. You should remember. Okay, moving on to the next question. Beware, for I am fearless and therefore powerful. Belongs to which novel? Beware. Very famous lines. What is the correct answer here? What is the correct answer here? फ्रैंकेनस्टीन. ठीक है, यहाँ पर आपका सही जवाब क्या हो जाता है? फ्रैंकेनस्टीन. फ्रैंकेनस्टीन और द मॉडर्न प्रोमीथियस. फ्रैंकेनस्टीन और द मॉडर्न प्रोमीथियस. Okay, moving on to the next question. Which of the following authors is known for a spy novel? Is known for a spy novel, Love Letters Between a Nobleman and His Sister, considered one of the earliest novels in English literature. What is the correct answer here? We are talking about Afra Ben. Who are we talking about? We are talking about Afra Ben. We are talking about Afra Ben. Love Letters Between a Nobleman and His Sister. ये non-fictional prose में वैसे करवाया भी जाता है. When you're looking at restoration non-fictional prose, उसके अंदर भी आपका या beginning से आता है Afra Ben का पूरा. You should know about it. Okay. Alright, moving on to the next question. Which Waterscott novel is set in France in 15th century? It's set in France in 15th century. What is the correct answer? The correct answer is Quentin Durward. Quentin Durward. ये question आपका आता भी है. Okay? Quentin Durward. Very good. Most of you have answered it also correctly. Okay. Now moving on, in Charlotte Bronte's novel Villette, we are not talking about Jane Eyre, which is often asked. We are talking about Villette. The character of Lucy Snow is central to driving the narrative. Which distinctive narrative technique does Bronte employ through Lucy Snow? Lucy Snow, which character technique? Which character technique? No. No. It's an unreliable, very good Devashish. It's an unreliable narrator, right? It's an unreliable narrator that we are talking about. Okay. Moving on, which novel concludes with a quote, after all, tomorrow is another day? Very popular work and an extremely important work. Tomorrow is another day. And that's true also. Tomorrow is another day, right? So tomorrow is another day. Which work are we talking about? Which work are we talking about? Which work are we talking about? Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another day. This is a work coming from. Tomorrow is another day. Absolutely right. Sam Sangita. Gone with the Wind by Margaret Atwood. Margaret Mitchell, beg your pardon. Margaret Mitchell, Gone with the Wind. Very important work of your popular fiction. Moving on, it's a beautiful work altogether, telling you about the Civil War and the way that it's created. Arrange these novels by British authors into involving themes of societal critique, chronological order that they first appeared. Quickly bataiye, what is the correct answer here? What is the correct answer here? Arrange these novels by British authors involving themes of themes of societal critique. Okay, a lot of you have given. Dominator Rajneesh has answered it correctly. He has given Brave New World comes first. Then you have your 1984 Lord of the Flies and Clockwork Orange. That is absolutely true. ये कर भी लेना एक बार. Properly just take a look at it because that's important. In Charles Dickens' Bleak House, who's crossing sweeper that assists Lady Deadlock in the fog. He's assisting Lady Deadlock in the fog. Who's this character that we're talking about? This is the character of Joe. ये किसका कैरेक्टर है? This character is Joe. Bleak House characters. ये questions आते हैं. You will have to remember that. This is Joe's character. Identify the novel from where this quote, I would always rather be happy than dignified. I would always rather be happy than dignified. Where are you able to see? Very important. I would always rather be happy than dignified. And that's how it should be, right? Yes, Jane Eyre is the right answer. Jane Eyre is the right answer. Okay, जल्दी से बताइए what is the correct answer? Which of the following arrangements of prose pamphlets is in the right chronological order? It is in the right chronological order. Right chronological order में है. Which is the correct answer here? What becomes the right answer here? Very good, very good. Ergo Practica, The Shortest Way with Dissenters, Modest Proposal, Reflections on the Revolution in France. That is the correct answer. Okay, moving on, moving on. In his philosophical writings, what is the theory that John Locke proposed regarding human knowledge? What is it that he talked about regarding human knowledge? John Locke is talking about the theory of the objective reality, empiricism, right? He's talking about empiricism. Please remember that. Okay, moving on to the next question. The Romantic period produced a fair amount of dramatic criticism. A notable example is on Knocking at the Gate in Macbeth. Who's the author? Very simple, we did this also very recently. Jaldi bataiye, what is the correct answer? We did this question very recently, we done it. What is it? Very good. Thomas De Quincey is the right answer. Thomas De Quincey is the right answer. Okay, quickly tell us what is the right answer. Even this is something that we have looked at. Thomas De Quincey is writing Confessions of an English Opium Eater, right? That is a work that is coming from the pen of De Quincey. So De Quincey comes up with this particular work. So A is 3 automatically. You can use the elimination method and eliminate the remaining. Then what is Charles Lamb writing? Charles Lamb is writing Essays to Elia. So automatically what comes as the right answer? Second. Very nice. Most of you have got it right. Good, good, good job done. Okay, moving on to the next question. The human species, according to the best theory I can form of it, is composed of two distinct races, the men who borrow and the men who lend. The statement was given by the men who borrow and the men who lend. The men who borrow and the men who lend. The men who borrow and the men who lend. Who are we talking about? Whom are we talking about? The men who borrow, the men who lend. This is Charles Lamb. Okay? This is Charles Lamb. Men who borrow and men who lend. Borrow bhi karte hain. Shakespeare said, never a borrower or a lender be. But then when, there are two categories of men that we are able to see. What is the correct answer here? What language did the bulk of English scientific and technical vocabulary borrow from in the period of late modern English? What is the correct answer here? What is the correct answer here? The correct answer is Latin. Okay? The correct answer is Latin. Please remember that. Okay, moving on to the next question. What term describes a variety of language that is distinguished from other varieties of the same language by features of phonology, grammar, vocabulary, and by the use of a group of speakers who are set from from others geographically or socially? You start speaking this language. What is this called? What is this called? This is called a dialect. What is this called? No, no, no. This is called a dialect, right? It is a dialect, the form of variety that you're speaking. All right. Okay. Moving on to the next question that we are having. Which of the following is not a defining feature of Noam Chomsky's theory of generative grammar? चॉम्स्की इनमें से क्या बताते हैं? नहीं बताते जनरेटिव ग्रामर के अंदर. वेरी गुड. सोशल इंटरैक्शन नहीं बताते हैं. ही टॉक्स अबाउट डीप. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है. ही टॉक्स अबाउट डीप एंड सरफेस स्ट्रक्चर, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल रूल्स, इनेट ग्रामर. सोशल इंटरैक्शन के बारे में ही इज नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट इट. ही इज नॉट डिस्कसिंग इट. Okay, moving on to the next question that we've got. Moving on to the next question. Read the question properly so that you're able to answer it. Read the question properly so that you're able to answer it. Given below are two statements. A pigeon is formed by two mutually unintelligible speech communities trying to communicate using the most obvious features of each other's language. That is true, right? This is absolutely true. So first statement is correct. First statement is correct. What about the second statement? Notwithstanding the number of years pidgin is spoken, it can never become the mother tongue of a community. And that is also true. Pidgin cannot become the mother tongue of a particular community. So both statements 1 and 2 are correct. That is what you are able to see. ये दोनों के दोनों आपके सही हैं. Alright, moving on to the last question that we are having for today. Or rather, I'll give you one more question after this. One more question I'll give you. The study of linguistics, what does the term isogloss? Isogloss refers to. What is isogloss? Isogloss क्या है? What is isogloss? Very good, Supratim. Right, that's true. Isogloss is geographical boundary line marking an area within which linguistic features are there. That's called an isogloss. Right, that's called an isogloss. इसको क्या कहा जाता है? इसको isogloss gloss कहा जाता है. The term poet asters derived from which language? अभी हम लोगों ने बताया था scientific words ज्यादातर कौन सी language से आ रही है? ये वही language है. अभी अभी we had talked about it. अभी अभी we had talked about it. So what is this? That is the right answer. Yes, what is the right answer? It is Latin. Okay, it is Latin that we are talking about. It is Latin that we are talking about. Like I told you, आज हम लोग इसको brief रखने वाले हैं. I will be of course continuing from here itself in tomorrow's class. Tomorrow we will of course also elaborate the questions. We'll also be practicing questions a little more elaborately. उसके answers भी हम लोग अच्छी तरह से देखेंगे. Your homework remains. Please review all of these क्योंकि जब तक आप review नहीं करेंगे, जब तक आप रिवाइज नहीं करेंगे, things will not really settle into your heads and they'll not be making that sort of an impact. So just make sure that all of you are pressing yourself to revision because that's going to be the single most important theme. Okay, thank you so much Kasturi, thank you so much Ravi, thank you, thanks everyone for joining in, and make sure that all of you revise this and come tomorrow. Fine, thanks Rishikesh, thank you everyone. All right, great, great, great. All right, thank you, Aziz. Yes, Devashish, that also will be coming up very soon. Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining. All right, I'll catch up with all of you tomorrow then. Take care. Bye.